Wake the fuck up, samurai. We have a city to burn.
And here we go.
It's the comic book bullies.
Man, you come right out of a comic book.
It's the comic book bullies.
You will bow down before me!
It's the comic book bullies.
Now I am the master.
It's the comic book bullies. It's the comic book bullies. Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies. We're Nerds New Bully. I'm your host Leroy, aka Trevor Slattery, with my co-host.
Yeah, this is Eli, aka Rebel Scum.
Yep, and we're back with an episode. And Eli, this is a ton of shit that just dropped like in the last 2 days.
We got a thick ass show.
We got it with girth.
Yes.
And it's not a cyberpunk joke, but we'll get to that in a second. But before we get to it, let's just start. Like I said, we're not gonna fuck around. We're just gonna get right to it. We know, like I said, Christmas is right around the holiday. Hope you got all your Christmas shopping out the way, because if not, you got screwed. But let's just jump into the news that we're gonna talk about right now. And I didn't have it right now, but anyway, rest in peace to Tiny Lister. Tommy Tiny Lister. Rest in peace to Tommy Tiny Lister. Like I said, we all know who he was. He was, like I said, he was Debo from Friday. Funny thing about like Friday growing up, it was always two movies that I watched that I loved that I just assumed everybody watched. When I grew up and got older, I realized that was far from the case. One was Friday and one was Star Wars. I realized that white people never seen Friday and black people never seen Star Wars. So I was just like, you're like, what the fuck? I can't talk this shit to anybody. But anyway, in my opinion, like I said, Debo to me is one of the best movie bags of all time. Like, he's up there. I think he's so big, like, when you trying to explain, like, if never seen this shit. Like, what is Thanos? Who is he? He's Debo in space. Oh, wait. Yeah. So I thought that would be cool. And I also thought that he gave the greatest scene in a Nolan movie. Like The Dark Knight. We got it up on our Bullies page. I can't play it on here because I want to get flagged for the show or anything like that. But just that scene where you don't want to take it, like, give it to me, and I do what you should have did 10 minutes ago. Just a powerful scene that came from him. And he was also, I think, a wrestler in the WWF.
He was after that movie No Holds Barred with Hulk Hogan.
Hulk Hogan also gave him a shout out, on his Twitter account. So.
Yeah, I met him. Me and Izzy from the Geek Savs, we met him at a con a few years ago. Yeah, cool guy. Izzy got a picture with them. I took it. Laid back and was making wheeling and dealing. Isaiah was chopping it up with them. Most of the other celebrities there, they had a strict fee. But with Izzy, he's like, oh man, all I got is like $10 or whatever, and Debo's like, no, man, I'll work with you, fam. I got this. Like, he ran out of Friday photos. Like, that was like the big seller at the con was the Friday photos. So everybody wanted a Debo photo, but yeah, Isaiah got a photo with them, got an autograph and stuff. We met him. Cool guy.
So yeah, rest in peace. Nobody knows exactly what happened. All they know is that 4 months ago, he came down with COVID. So was it a deal? Was it not a deal? We don't really know. We don't really know till then. Let's see what we got here. 2000 Man Reborn. Deep Friday is dead. Reacted. Yeah, underrated. Also, he was the president of
the universe.
The universe. Well, the universe, but in The Fifth Element.
Yeah, The Fifth Element. Is it Jackie Brown? There's Winston and Jackie Brown. I find people. That's what I do.
So yeah, like really underrated actor. Was just like in every movie, and even though he always played these bad guys and these intimidating dudes that it seemed like in real life he was a nice dude. So according to the news you just gave, so yeah, rest in peace to Debo.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I wish I should have uploaded that picture of Thanos walking in with the Infinity Gauntlet with Debo's Oh man, but let's get to the bad news. Okay, Eli, we're going with the good news or the bad news first, or the stuff that happened this weekend.
I don't know. Is there bad news?
Basically, Well, yes, it wasn't. Well, it was some bad. Do we want to start with Disney with all the good shit they did, or DC with the fucked up shit they did?
What did fucked
Let's.
up? Let me. I don't know what happened. What did DC do? Let's talk about
Oh
that.
damn. Anyway, you probably didn't get the notes I sent. Anyway, doesn't matter. Let's talk about. I think your boy, my boy. This is my boy, Christopher Nolan.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay. So the thing is that with Christopher Nolan, what last week we talked about HBO Max, how they were basically like saying that all the movies that were supposed to come out to the theaters, they're gonna release them on HBO Max at the same time. Well, now the directors that work for them came out and they're pissed about this. So they're like, what the hell? They didn't run this by them, anything like that. Patty Jenkins is pissed. Christopher Nolan is pissed. And Christopher Nolan's just like I thought I was working for the best, movie company of all time. Since I'm working for the worst streaming service of all time. So he basically like just gonna whole rant, just like, fuck Warner Brothers, fuck AT&T, fuck DC, fuck everybody, Here's my thing about this, Eli. Christopher Nolan is pissed at Warner Brothers for doing this when he's the very reason they're doing it. I mean, you want to blame somebody for everybody. You want to point the finger at who's the bad guy, Nolan. You are the bad guy. They told you not to release Tenet at the end of whatever month you want to do. You want to have it released at such and such month. You didn't want to have it streaming. You want to put it in theaters. And then what happened? The movie flopped. So when the movie flopped, they realized, basically, Tenet was the canary in the coal mine. So when they realized Tenet was supposed to be this big Christopher Nolan movie that flopped, it made everybody else scared to drop a movie, especially when COVID is on a rise even higher now than it was back then. So they're like, why the hell should we set our movies up to fail just like Christopher Nolan forced our hand to do? We might
shooting everything in IMAX and shit.
Right, shooting everything IMAX. Nobody want to say. And my thing is, why is everybody, acting like Christopher Nolan was supposed to be the savior of movies anyway? His movies don't do all that much anyway. I mean, yeah, you had Interstellar that did all that money and stuff like that. But what? No. Actually, Interstellar didn't. Interstellar did like a little bit more than Ant-Man.
I haven't seen that. I haven't seen a Christopher Nolan movie. I saw the World War II one. I saw that.
Dunkirk or whatever.
Yeah, that's the one I saw. I'm not a Nolan fan, really.
Yeah,
that's just me, though.
Yeah, I know you.
I'm not going to record an hour video on why I don't like him. But yeah,
we'll get to it a bit. I'm pretty sure you're going to say eventually why you hate Christopher Nolan, but we'll get to
one
it.
of these days. Yeah, I'll get triggered and it'll just fly out of me.
And another thing. Yeah, but my whole thing is that he dropped that movie. The movie flopped.
And his mother blows. No.
Yeah, so that's why everybody is scared right now. But like I said, Christopher Nolan also came out and said that he's a fan of the Fast and Furious movies. I guess
he is.
So yeah, they say he hates HBO Max, loves Fast and Furious movies. So yeah, I think he said Tokyo Drift with Bow Wow was his favorite one. So what you got for me? 2000 Man Reborn. People start calling him a spoiler, pretentious prick. Oh, he definitely is. Patty Jenkins Gal Gadot recently started shilling. I think he means shitting, but yeah. Oh no, he does mean shilling. Oh yeah, you're right. I didn't catch that much, but I'll take your word for it. So yeah, definitely what's going on there. And so yeah, like I said, people are pissed, and like I said, this is the future. This is the future we're going on right now. What else can we do? And so yeah. Oh well. Move on past that.
Everything in the studio, man.
All right, Eli, now you're up because we're about to talk about something that I really don't know about, but a lot of people do know about. So I'm gonna let you take over from that. Cobra Kai.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I totally forgot about this.
Like I said, I know nothing about this show. I've not seen like one episode at all.
Oh, it's great.
That's what I keep hearing.
I love this show. I actually watched. I got that trial subscription for YouTube last year and binge watched both seasons. They're very easy binges. They're 30-minute long. It's on Netflix now. Yeah, that YouTube subscription service is now dead. So all their shows that they did produce are now going to other streaming services. And Netflix got Cobra Kai and is doing season 3. And here's the first trailer we got. And spoilers, I mean, I can't really go into anything because if you haven't watched the show, this trailer spoils the shit out of basically the first 2 seasons and stuff. But I really like the show. We're basically it's basically the redemption of Johnny Lawrence. The bad guy from the movies is basically the good guy in the show, and it's told through his eyes and his story, and you really feel for him. You really get a sense of why he was doing what he was doing, why he was a bully, why he was such an asshole, and just his side of things and his miserable life that he's lived ever since. And Daniel LaRusso, the roles reversed. It's really interesting. The roles reversed. Now Daniel LaRusso, the Karate Kid, is an asshole. He is a successful car dealer, owns a dealership. He's got he's got a nice mansion that he lives in. And Johnny Lawrence lives like in a crappy apartment like Daniel did in the movies. He can't hold down a job. Then he decides to reopen the Cobra Kai dojo, and he starts teaching these kids these days. And it's this, the PC woke era. This is hilarious because Johnny is not woke. He is not PC, and it's fucking hilarious when he comes against that generation, this modern day woke generation. You see those clashes, and it's hilarious. Don't be a pussy is basically his motto. I'm here to teach this pussy generation just what it needs.
And I guess why he opens Cobra Kai again, because they was all about like I guess discipline, beating the weakness out of stuff like that.
No mercy, strike first, strike hard. They were very aggressive, and now through these seasons, you're starting to see Johnny come to terms with his aggressive and those negative emotions that he's dealt with. And at the core of the Karate Kid movies, Mr. Miyagi always talked about balance. Mm-hmm. And you have that karate is a philosophy. It's a way of life. It's not about fighting. That, the scene in Karate Kid where, Daniel asks Mr. Miyagi what kind of belt you have. And he says, no, karate's not about a belt. Karate's here. Karate's here. Karate's not here, pointing to his belt. Karate's not something you can hold. It's something in your mind and in your heart. It's a way of life. And that's what Miyagi taught Daniel. And now through the show, we see Johnny's character start to realize that his because Cobra Kai, and that's the thing, I think we're seeing Johnny and Daniel going to sort of join forces because we have that balance. Johnny is the more aggressive style, and Daniel is all about defense and resistance. And we're going to see the yin and yang come together, creating balance. So that's what I have. That's my prediction for this new season, without spoiling anything, because there's a bunch of spoilers in the trailer if you haven't seen any of the shows. But I'm excited. I've watched both seasons multiple times since it's been on Netflix. Like I said, they're 30-minute episodes, so you can watch a season in like 3 hours. So they brisk by really quickly, and it goes deep into that world, to all the movies, to all the Easter eggs. The fight scenes are pretty cool. It's like a modern day kung fu movie. It's the total definition of kung fu cinema. The rival schools fighting against each other. It's basically Five Fingers of Death in Cali. They're not fighting, to the death. Well, who knows? In this new season, they're going back to Okinawa where they did fight to the death. But that's the scenario. It's basically two rival dojos fighting each other, and pretty cool fight scenes. So I'm excited. It's a great subversive. Yeah, it is. 2,000 man.
Eventually I'll get caught up.
Yeah.
All right. So Eli, I'm gonna let you keep going because now we're gonna talk about Investors Day.
This caught me off guard. This
I think it's caught everybody off guard. We were just going about our business, just paying no attention, and then all of a sudden, news came out that Disney had Investors Day. We're like, okay, that's a big deal. And it turns out what Investors Day is that Disney just dropped bombs at the bombs at bombs about everything they have planned for, like, I think 2021 and 2022, and basically trying to get investors to, chime in on what's going on. Not just Marvel, but we had Star Wars. We also had Pixar. We had Disney's, animations studio also. Maybe some National Geographics. I don't remember,
Yeah.
But anyway,
all that shit. Yeah.
all this stuff was it.
Somebody in The Rock or somebody, they got their own show or something like that, where they travel the world or something. It was something like that. Yeah.
I don't know. They added some more stuff for ESPN Plus, like Stephen A. Smith is getting his own show on Disney Plus. I'm like, what the fuck? So I don't know.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff going on. But Eli, I'm gonna let you up first because we're gonna start with Star Wars.
Woo, okay.
Let's just get out the way because I know you have detailed. I heard the notes rambling in the background, like the paper turning. So yeah. So go ahead.
I just listing everything that they're doing took a couple pages. Yeah. I woke up from a nap and they dropped. I saw like the news and I was like, holy shit. So it took me like an hour just to watch and read everything. And this is Star Wars and Marvel, before I even jumped on the internet and saw the chatter. So, so we'll start with Star Wars, get that out of the way. Our band topic. Oh, Willow. Yeah, Lucas is doing a Willow series.
Yep.
It's going to be a TV series, a sequel series, based on the movie, which was basically George Lucas's version of Lord of the Rings, fantasy, sword and sorcery epic, involving.
You are great.
Yeah, Mad Mardigan. Yeah. So I'm stoked for that. I was a fan of that. I thought that was pretty cool. It's Willow was cool. But let me go on Star Wars. Okay. First thing that caught my attention was the Rogue Squadron movie, which is going to be directed by Patty Jenkins.
Right.
And,
not based on the video game.
Not based on the video game. But I guess she explains in the teaser trailer that her dad was a fighter pilot. So she kind of grew up in that element, I guess, on military bases. So she always wanted to do a movie based on that. And this is her chance to do that through the Star Wars universe. It's basically sounds like it's going to be Top Gun in space, Star Wars space battles and stuff. So I'm excited to see that. To me, that is the essence of Star Wars, is spaceships. Now I love lightsabers and Jedi and stuff, but what cemented my love for Star Wars is seeing A New Hope in the theaters back when I was a kid, and the Death Star battle blew my mind.
That's what George Lucas was doing. He was taking old World War II footage and repurposing with spaceships. It's part of Star Wars that he grew up with.
Yeah, so the X-Wing fighter, I would love to have one of those. To sit in one and fly one. That was like my dream as a kid. So yeah, I'm really excited for that. That's what I go to see Star Wars for, is to see spaceships blowing each other up. Yeah. Kind of like Rogue One. Rogue One was basically that's what I thought Rogue One was going to be when they first announced Rogue One.
Everybody thought that was going to be. It was going to be a bunch of like this Rogue Squadron going on, but it was like, no, it's not that.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I loved Rogue One, and because of the last hour of Rogue One was a literal war in the stars.
Plus, the last 10 minutes turned into a Darth Vader horror movie. So
yeah. And then we have Ahsoka. That is a series.
I got you. Boom.
Okay. Yes. Ahsoka. So this is a spin-off of the Mandalorian series where we have Ahsoka probably tracking down Thrawn, which was teased in a couple episodes back. And it makes sense. There was no way that they were going to waste all that money putting Rosario Dawson in that makeup for just one.
And just getting Rosario Dawson. I'm pretty sure.
And just getting Rosario Dawson. Like I said, like we talk about these streaming services and how Blockbuster Entertainment is going to, continue on in the future, is they have to cut costs. So this is what Disney's doing and Lucasfilm are doing. They're cutting costs. They're using their in-studio facilities to create these stories now. And they have the what's that thing called? The Volume. They built this brand new facility, which is basically a holodeck it's screens all around. I don't know if you watched that documentary on the making of the Mando series. They talked about
I feel like I need to.
Yeah, they built this new studio, which is almost like a virtual reality stage, where it's video screens all around you and on the ceiling, and they can digitally project any background. So everything you see on Mando is done in studio. That's live on the set, but their backgrounds it's a green screen, a live green screen. So instead of shooting a green screen on the set and then fixing it later, no, the actors are acting against that screen in real time. So like I said, it's like a holodeck. And that's what they do. So they're, like I said, they built this new studio solely for that purpose. And yeah, that's why they're able to do all these new shows. Yeah. Blah, 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 blah. What else we got?
Before we get to Andor. Why don't this guy have a porn star dude? Why don't he have a show, man?
Big Dark Light. I'm sure it's coming.
I'm sure it is.
Or he's gonna pop up somewhere.
It's Disney XXX.
Or Porkins. You see some of those memes? We need a Porkins.
Oh yeah, Porkins getting the show.
So Andor is a Rogue One spinoff.
Which they were talking about a movie at first, but get to decide to do it.
Yeah, it's going to be a spinoff series. But at first, when I heard about this, I'm like, I had no interest in it. But after seeing the trailer, it looks cool. Like I said, they're still using. It looks awesome. They're still using those sets. It still has the same look and that big cinematic epic feel as the movies. And if it keeps along that same scenario of Rogue One, where showing the valor of soldiers and seeing Star Wars through the soldiers' eyes, I think that can be interesting. And as they build this rebellion, because they're like I said, they built these sets. Why get rid of them?
Right.
So they're going to use them. I think that's what they're going to do. They're milking them. So I'm excited, especially since Rogue One is probably my favorite new Star Wars movie of the Disney era. I know you're not a fan. I know, and you're not alone.
Okay, because I didn't. But here's the thing. I have unpopular opinion. Solo's my favorite. That's just me. So
yeah, and you're not alone with Rogue One. I know there's a bunch of people who watched that movie and did not like
here's
that.
My thing. Yeah, it had a bunch of cool moments in it, but the characters were so bland. I didn't really give a shit what happened to any of them. Especially I knew they were gonna die anyway. So.
Yeah, that is true. But I think for me, Rogue One did something different. And by different, I don't mean it's something like different. It's the same old space battles and ships and nostalgia that we see in every Star Wars movie. But I think like I said, it dealt with different themes and ideas that aren't usually explored in Star Wars.
Like the Rebels, it doesn't paint them in such a good light. Like I said, there were good ideas in that movie, like a lot of good ideas in the movie.
Yeah, Rogue One shed light on the cost of war and what soldiers the sacrifice that soldiers go through, and I thought that was really interesting. Being in a Star Wars movie, and the Clone Wars deals with that too. You're seeing the war through the eyes of civilians and soldiers, and the toll that it takes on them, and that's what I like. It brings me to a different place emotionally. It makes me think about things because usually Star Wars is about the good versus evil, and the heroes get all the glory, and you don't really see the cost that this
because
war
that's how George Lucas made it. It's a hero's journey.
Yeah,
so you got good guys
Star Wars. Yeah, that's the hero's journey, but Clone Wars and Rogue One shed light on the secondary citizens that had to deal with this conflict, which I thought was really cool. And that's what I liked about it, and that's what I liked about The Last Jedi is it dealt with things that aren't usually explored in the Star Wars universe. I mean, it's nothing new. It's still the same old, sights and sounds and lightsabers and spaceships that we love, but it's bringing us to a different place emotionally. And that's what I like about it. It's making me think about different things, because all that stuff, like the Mando, There's nothing new about the Mando. It's the same old world that we love, the same old universe, the same old nostalgic characters. Let's get serious. Mando is basically Boba Fett, you know.
Yeah.
But why we care is because of who he is and the dramatic action that takes place. It's this loner character, disconnected from everybody, who like only values life through monetary gains, is now thrust upon this responsibility of a child and the moral conflicts that he has to, you know, go through. And that's why we give a shit about Mando, why we care about it, because of the emotional, you know, the emotional action that happens in that show. So was reshot because
it had a bunch it had a bunch of reshoots to it. Yeah.
Gareth Edwards had shot basically a Full Metal Jacket in Star Wars. And they said, no, we gotta lighten this up and have everybody die still.
Right.
You know, so yeah, I'm excited for Andor, even though I wasn't at the beginning. Another show that they're developing and not much is known about it yet is The Alkalite, which is supposed to take place in this new High Republic universe that they're just now creating. They announced this last year. The High Republic is this new Star Wars era. They're going to have comics and video games and novels, and this show is going to be an introduction into that too. So it's going to have new characters. I think Yoda is like the only one who's from the movies,
right?
Because
like
and he's
young
Yoda. He's like 200 years old in this era. So
I want him like big and buff and brolic, like, you know, Piccolo and Dragon Ball Z swing.
So yeah, and the High Republic, I think they just made, and I'm excited because this is now we're getting away from the Skywalker saga, you know, which I always felt limited the storytelling, because we all have to go back. We already know what happens. They milked the shit out of the Skywalker saga. This is someplace new that they're taking us in that timeline. It's not the old Republic either, so those fans won't bitch about, you know, you're fucking up Revan's character or Darth Bane's character or blah, 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 you know, they're not.
They just do whatever they want to do.
Yeah,
right.
They're bringing it in new places, which is what excites me. And the Alkalite is supposed to be dealing with the Sith, so it's going to be like it's categorized as a mystery / thriller. So that's intriguing. We have Visions, Star Wars Visions. It's going to be an anime show. A bunch of short anime stories taking place in the Star Wars universe.
Like different directors will just show up and do things.
Kind of like the Animatrix. That's what I'm thinking of. It's kind of be like the Animatrix. And if anybody has seen that TIE Fighter anime clip that's floating around on the internet, it is awesome. And ever since I saw that, I'm like, yes, anime Star Wars would be dope. Taika Waititi is getting to direct a movie. We don't know what it is. It's just he's doing something. I'm sure it's going to be funny because he's quirky like that. They are making a Lando series, a limited Lando series.
Right, but they didn't say anything about it. I'm pretty sure Billy D won't be in it. I'm pretty sure it's going to be, you know, Donald Glover, but they didn't say.
Yeah, they haven't really mentioned any details, but yeah, it's probably most likely going to be Donald Glover. If they do get Billy D, it'll probably be, you know, flashbacks or something.
I mean, we know it's going to be Maverick in space. That's what it's going to be.
Yeah, just him, the life and times of him, gambling and, you know, robbing shit and, you know.
Right, which I'm fine with. I mean, that's the only way you can make a Lando. You're going to have cool ass capes, you know. Yeah. So.
And fucking aliens and robots and shit.
Right.
And we're also getting a droid story, which is going to focus on R2D2 and C3PO with a new hero. It's supposed to be, I don't know if it's animated or if it's going to be live action, but it's another series we're getting. And yeah, to me, R2D2 and C3PO are the kind of the symbols of Star Wars because they're the ones we are introduced to in the first movie. Right. You know,
the first half, you could say they're the protagonist of the movie.
Yeah, and as a little kid, when I saw the first Star Wars movie in the theaters, you're watching these two robots for like a half hour. So that me as a kid, I really identified with R2D2, and he's still probably my favorite character. I mean, I got my fucking my screensaver is R2.
Oh,
So yeah, they're just you put R2 anywhere, he's iconic. You just think of Star Wars. So a story with them, and some further adventures of them. They've dealt with that on the Clone Wars. There's been a couple episodes on the Clone Wars where R2 has gone on a mission on his own and stuff. And yeah, so that could be kind of cool. And then more details. They've announced this a couple years ago. We knew what was happening. The Obi-Wan series.
Right. Which they've been planning for a while.
Yeah, they've announced it. We knew it was coming. Ewan McGregor is back as Obi-Wan, but then they dropped this bomb. Hayden Christensen is back as Darth Vader.
Right. How they're gonna do that? Not really sure, but
it's supposed to take place 10 years after Revenge of the Sith. So I'm assuming he's gonna be in the
halfway.
So I'm excited.
They're saying it's the rematch of the century.
Yeah. I know I haven't been very kind to Anakin from the movies.
Oh man, yeah, I love Anakin. And Revenge of the Sith, he's awesome. Now he was a whiny piece of shit in the second one, but I honestly in the third one I did like him.
Yeah, I haven't been nice to him, but you know what? Watching the Clone Wars, Anakin was redeemed. He is an absolute badass on the show. So I really don't have any issue with Hayden coming back, and let's get serious. It was James Earl Jones's voice that said no. So
right.
it wasn't all Hayden's fault.
Right. That was James Earl Jones did it, and they just got it for like one thing and just say that was it.
Yeah, that's probably why it was so heartbreaking. They hired James Earl Jones to say 2 lines, and one of them was this whiny scream. It was sad, but I digress. Other than that, from Lucasfilm, we mentioned Willow. They're still doing one more Indiana Jones movie, for whatever.
Right.
Yeah, this one they're making a movie out of Children of Blood and Bone, which I've heard about. It's a fantasy novel based on like African mythology. So
I haven't heard about that. I'll look it up.
Like it's supposed to be like a black fantasy novel.
It's not gonna be like a bunch of animals and shit. Is that gonna be like black people, Africans in it? Not gonna be like Lion King.
I think it's like an urban fantasy, but it connects to. I don't know. I've heard about it.
Expanding universe. Exactly. 2000 Man Reborn.
Yeah. And one more thing I want to mention before we get into Marvel is FX announced an Alien series.
Oh yeah, I got that on the list. Yeah, they do have that on.
Noah Hawley is going to be in charge of the show. They say Ridley Scott is going to be involved somehow, but I'm excited because Noah Hawley did Legion and Fargo for FX, which I both love those shows. So I'm excited. I'm a huge Alien fan, and this is, this gives me a stiffy.
And plus, it's not on Disney Plus.
It's not on Disney Plus. It's FX. So, if you watch Fargo, if you watch Legion, those shows, especially Legion, is very bizarre and weird. And Fargo is full of violence and swearing and R-rated, not safe for work shit. So you need that for Alien. You can't neuter Alien. So
nice. So because we forget that Disney also bought Fox in there also, so they utilize enough. So they don't need like Hulu shit like that. Just drop everything on FX. Be done with it. No more Ridley Scott. Oh yeah, Ridley Scott. 2000 Man Reborn.
They're talking that the rumor is he's going to executive produce it. Because he did that. I didn't watch it, but what's that show he did? Raised by Wolves on HBO Max. Everybody's saying it's great. I've not watched it.
I guess I haven't seen it myself, but
everyone I talked to saying you got to watch it. You got to watch it. I'm like, okay, well, I'll get around to it.
Okay.
So that's all I got for Star Wars.
Like I said, like I said, they dropped a ton of stuff for this. So yeah.
Yeah.
So Now we move on to the MCU. Let's go ahead and knock this out because they dropped a shit ton of stuff for the MCU also. Most of the stuff we already know: WandaVision, Falcon, Winter Soldier, Loki. Thing is, they dropped trailers for it now, so now we know this stuff.
Yeah.
Did you see in Loki, Owen Wilson was in the trailer?
Yeah, Loki. I got those notes right here. Yeah. Loki.
Which I wasn't expecting to see Owen Wilson in the trailer. I was like, okay, so he's in MCU now.
Yeah, I really did not give a shit about any of these shows, really, except WandaVision until they showed these trailers, and I'm like, holy shit, this looks cool. The Loki trailer, that looks good.
Yeah, it looked like it's coming from that Loki comic that came out a couple years ago, whatever, like that, where basically
Loki or whatever.
And they're chasing his ass and shit like that.
Yeah.
So it's like it feels like a reverse Doctor Who, if it feels.
Yeah, it looks like Doctor Who or Quantum Leap. You know, we're dealing with the TVA. The elevator scene, totally an homage to Doctor Who. They're in an elevator. And it just sounds like they're going to be just traveling through time and different realities, branching off different timelines and stuff. You saw in the elevator, there was an X button, a button that said X. So, it shows like all the elevator buttons that they all got different numbers. There are probably different realities or different timelines, and one of them said X. So I'm like, holy shit, is this the official MCU introduction with the X-Men? So
well, I mean, they're gonna get him in there somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else we had on that list. There was so much stuff they dropped. Like I said, we knew about WandaVision, knew about Falcon Winter Soldier, knew about
the Falcon and Winter Soldier trailer. Again, did not give a shit about that show until they showed the trailer. I thought that looked really good.
Just confirm multiverse stuff.
Yeah. He looked. Loki as DB Cooper jumping out of the plane at the end. So it kind of had like Quantum Leap vibes, and then Tom Hiddleston as Loki. I still think
they should have gave him his own show anyway. I mean, just the way.
He stole the show in like every scene he was in the MCU. So I'm excited for the Loki.
It feels like with these Disney shows, they're like, we're not gonna rely on the old superhero tropes. We're going to do something different. You know, like with WandaVision, like whatever the fuck they're doing with that, some weird Roseanne, I Love Lucy mashup like that. It's not traditional superhero stuff,
Yeah.
So who knows?
Yeah, the WandaVision show was full of we already talked about it. But the Agatha Harkness,
they're
it
saying hints that Mephisto might be behind some shit we don't know.
Yeah, I mean, and the use of like these old TV sitcoms, Leave It to Beaver, Brady Bunch, and this is like they're sort of commenting on suburban Americana, Norman Rockwell, the American Dream, and this sort of false facade that it is, and then it looked like we were introduced to S.W.O.R.D, in that, because then the curtains are pulled back and we see like it's some sort of trap that they're in or whatever.
I mean, she probably went nuts. They probably made a prison for her, and then she just went nuts and just trapped everybody in it or something.
The Mind Stone, they somehow got the Mind Stone or something back together, and they made twins. So they're referring to comics, they're referring to, they're twins.
Well, that's what happened in the comics. Like Mephisto did something where she made twins out of imaginary because of course she can't have kids with a robot.
Was that Monica Rambeau in there too?
Monica Rambeau in there, and she's trapped in this reality also. So a lot of stuff going on in there. Also want to talk about Spider-Man 3, which I think they just called it Spider-Man 3 because basically everybody's in it.
I'm in it
Alfred
too.
Molina's back. We're in it. Shit.
Everybody's in it. Everybody's in
it. I also heard Tom Holland might cameo in it. Like everybody's in it. Like really, so they're really going full out with this Spider-Verse. They're saying Doctor Strange is going to lead right into it. So the Spider-Verse thing is just gonna be wide open. He's gonna fight the Sinister Six, probably with a bunch of team up of Spider-Man show up, and I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Pretty interesting. They had a trailer Fantastic Four. They're doing Fantastic Four again.
Fantastic Four,
yeah. With the dude that's doing the Spider-Man movies, going to do the Fantastic Four movies.
Yeah, What If trailer.
The What If trailer
looked dope.
I ain't seen it yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We got Jeffrey. We hear Jeffrey Wright as doing the voice for
Watu, yeah.
Yeah, but it showed like Peggy Carr. It's gonna, from what I understand, it's gonna be like a 10 episode series dealing with like like a Twilight Zone. Like every episode's gonna be a different what if story.
Because like I said, he deals with the multiverse, so but he's gonna just jump from multiverse to multiverse,
Yeah,
showing
we got
what if stories. Yeah,
Peggy Carter as Captain Britain. We have Marvel Zombies. There's a Doctor Strange story where it looks like he's fighting himself. Another Loki story, but what really got my attention was T'Challa becoming Star-Lord, being taken up.
Which they said is going to be his last. Well, obviously it is his last performance in the MCU.
Oh, Chadwick, yeah, his last. He did record the voice for that. So yeah, we're gonna like Star Panther.
Right, which is gonna be. Is he still with Bass or some shit like that, or is he just kidnapped by aliens and that's it?
No, instead of Peter Quill, Yondu picks up T'Challa, goes to Wakanda and picks up T'Challa.
Yeah, I mean, does he have any Panther powers, or he just Star-Lord?
Well, I don't know. It shows him as a kid, but then it shows him as the Star-Lord mask comes off and it's T'Challa instead.
It's T'Challa instead of Peter Quill. So,
but he is like picked up as a kid. Like Yondu finds T'Challa as a boy, instead of Peter Quill. So that sounded interesting. So, and like I said, the Falcon and Winter Soldier show.
I'm exactly the way I felt like it before on that. It just felt like the thing is, everything else they're doing feels like they're getting away from superhero tropes. Where I feel like Captain Winter Soldier is just doing superhero tropes. I just feel like it's another Captain America thing.
But it showed the way it looks like, it looked like, was it USA Agent or US Agent or whatever was in it? And didn't you read that comic that came out? Didn't you read that like a little bit ago?
I did, but that was not the one where US Agent shows up and fights Sam. I didn't read that one.
Okay.
But that was in that whole Secret Empire shit going on.
But I think if the Falcon and Winter Soldier show sticks to that formula of the Captain America movies as being sort of like this political commentary, then I think it could be really good. Because it shows like, they're introducing US Agent and he's got the shield and he's on a football field and everybody's cheering for him.
Right, like he's the real Captain America. That's what people want.
Yeah, but and then you got Sam, who's a fugitive. Sam and Winter Soldier and Bucky they're still fugitives. So but that's who Captain America passed the torch to. So I think there's some room there to make some strong social commentary, which intrigues me,
Which I'm almost feel like it might be at this point outdated. Because let's be honest, U.S. Agent is always supposed to be MAGA Cap. That's what he is. He's MAGA Captain America. But now that we're kind of shifting to something else, it's kind of like
I don't know. After that shit that happened in D.C. and Portland,
that's the Million MAGA March. Yeah,
I don't think that shit's going away anytime soon.
We'll see. We'll see. Like I said, 2021 is gonna be full of surprises. So we'll see. What else we had? War Machine has a show coming out.
Yes, Armor Wars. What's
Armor
it called?
Wars.
Armor
Wars. We were doing our whole like comic book like shows and shit like that. Armor War was on my short list of shit that we should have reviewed. I just didn't get around to it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, having Don Cheadle in that doing Armor Wars, that's pretty interesting. I want to see how they go. Especially if they stick to the storyline how it was in the comics. Riri's getting her own show.
Yep, Ironheart.
Ironheart.
A Ms. Marvel. Was that a movie or a show? I'm not sure.
It's a show. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
She-Hulk. But Miss Marvel, Monica Rambeau, and I think somebody else are going to be in Captain Marvel 2. They already confirmed that.
Yeah, Captain Marvel 2. Yeah. That got announced. They also, Shang-Chi, Blade, Eternals, Guardians 3 are still on the list. They also announced the Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special for next year, which James Gunn is going to direct.
I don't know how I feel about that. That's because honestly, everything you just said to the point, I was like, until you said James Gunn, like, maybe.
Also the Ant-Man and the Quantumverse or whatever, the movie with the
so they confirmed Kang the Conqueror is gonna be your boy Tick. He's gonna be Kang the Conqueror. They confirmed it. Yep.
There's gonna be an I Am Groot animated series. She-Hulk is still on there. Moon Knight series. Finally,
Hawkeye.
For people. Oh yeah, Hawkeye. They also showed footage of Hawkeye of what's her face, Kate Bishop.
Boom, Kate Bishop, which we'll talk about later on also. Here's the thing. People always get mad about, I'm getting tired of you replacing all the white heroes with gender swap. Look, if they look like that, I'm fine.
Wait.
Okay.
I thought Kate Bishop was like a girl and white. Like,
I mean, yes, she is, but you know how it is. It's like, well, you making Batwoman, all that shit. You know that shit. You know that crowd.
yeah.
Oh, man. So.
Oh, and then Black Panther 2.
Okay. Let's talk about it. Okay. Do I have a thing? Hold up. Let's check what you got for me, 2000 man. Her Wolverine's local country where does Avengers Magic might be. Huh. I haven't heard the 2000 man, but that would be very interesting if they did that.
They do globetrot in that trailer.
They do globetrot trailer, but he's saying it might show up in Madripoor.
So like, it did look like they were in Tokyo or China at some point. So Madripoor would be.
Yeah, because they could easily just say, "Shut the fuck up." They could. That was Siri talking to somebody.
I didn't understand.
I'm talking too loud. Anyway, they could easily just say that this Asian town is Madripoor, like that, has some super villains just running around, stuff like that. So who knows? You know, funny thing about I always thought Madripoor, when I was growing up, I thought Madripoor was a real place. I didn't know it was like some place to just, scum and villainy or whatever.
Sitting there on the globe on the map.
Right. Where's Madripoor? Oh man. But that's the thing I thought. But yeah, let's talk about Black Panther 2 because they actually made an official. And the reason I waited because I want to have an official statement from Marvel and Disney before we just start, jumping the gun about what they think they're gonna do and what they might do and stuff like that. Now we know they straight up flat out said it that Black Panther 2 will be shot in June, July, something like that. They will not recast. They also said there will be no CGI on Chadwick. So it's basically no CGI, no recasting. They're just going to carry on with the people that were in Black Panther 1 and expand their role for Black Panther 2. Now, did they say Shuri was going to be Black Panther, the new Black Panther? They didn't say that. But if we were to, betting men and to bet money on it, I'm pretty sure that's the direction they're going to go. People are pissed,
Yeah, it's a touchy situation. I don't know.
Here's well, I'll let you finish. But.
Well, I mean, I get it. I know Chadwick owned that role. And no matter who you get, especially now,
right?
If they were to recast Black Panther and T'Challa, whoever they get, no matter if it's Idris or the greatest actor on earth, they're gonna take shit no matter what, because he's not Chadwick. But it is unfortunate that we don't get a T'Challa movie if that's not where we get it. You know what I mean?
I feel like in a situation now, I feel like Marvel is damned if you don't.
Yeah.
So they said that they didn't want to recast, and some people are happy with that. Some people are upset about that. But if they did the exact opposite situation where they did recast, people still would have been upset about that also. They're like, well, they recast in these other roles. They recast Don Cheadle with that. That's a completely different situation. Yeah. That is not the situation. This is not even a Heath Ledger situation people keep bringing up. First off, they wanted Heath Ledger to be in The Dark Knight Rises. Now, if they would have just got some regular Joe Schmo and just stuck him in as a Joker, in The Dark Knight Rises, people would just sort of upset about that as they are now. So, yes, we want T'Challa to be in these movies. We want Black Panther to be back in these movies. But I do think it's a little bit too soon for that. Me personally, like I said, as far as the people that want him recasted, I'm not one of those people that want him recasted now at this moment.
Yeah.
Because you had some assholes that were already going to recasting role and he wasn't even in the ground yet. Yeah, they're like, well, who should be Black Panther? I'm like, God damn, man, he ain't even cold yet. And y'all already going out here and picking these people. Let's at least pay respect to the man that got you to this point. Yeah, dude. Won all these Oscars, made all these billions of money for this guy, revolutionized your franchise, made your franchise a global thing. At least pay respect to that man. I mean, it's just like, hell, you drop dead on your job and the next day you already got a help wanted sign up. I mean, damn, at least, have at least some kind of, respect for him.
Give everybody some ice cream first.
Some breathing room. He ain't even did a year yet. Damn. And people keep comparing this to the Joker. They didn't recast Joker till 8 years after Heath Ledger died. So this is not the same thing.
Yeah. And they still shit all over the guy.
And they still shit all over like they shouldn't do it. He shouldn't touch the roster like that. Like the hell. So, I mean, my thing is, like I said, we just talked about Spider-Man doing this multiverse thing. They're going to bust the multiverse wide open. They can pluck a Black Panther from another multiverse, stick them over here, and they can do that.
Yeah.
In due time. for this movie they're making right now, I think would be too soon. Even not just for us and the fans, for the people making the movies. Ryan Coogler was good friends with this guy. You know, all the people on the movie set were good friends with the person.
Yeah.
So for them to just say, "Oh, this is my buddy, this is my friend," I'm gonna just step into his role and just pretend like nothing happened. That may be a little bit too, shell shock for them. You know, so I just feel like we need to pay a little bit more respect. People saying we need. Yes, Marvel said they're not going to recast Black Panther 2. I don't think that means they'll never recast. That's why I think people are freaking the fuck out. They're thinking we're just never going to see the child again. You know?
It is. Like I said, no matter who they get right now, they're gonna take shit.
Right. You know? And sure, she's gonna take shit too, especially since Letitia Wright been in the news saying all kind of weird ass shit. You know, so they want her canceled. You know.
Yeah.
So like I said, it's just a touchy situation no matter what you go. Honestly, Eli, can I be frank? Can I be bluntly honest?
I'd expect nothing less.
Okay. No matter what, even if Chadwick Boseman was still alive, I think Black Panther 2 was a bad idea from the jump. Period. Because I think, and I do think we need a Black Panther 2, but I think the direction of, no matter what direction they go with the movie, it wasn't going to hold up to the first movie. The first movie was a self-contained story that had like different themes, different motives, stuff like that. About the African diaspora, about the actual Black Panther movement, about what people do with different, the mantle of the king. It was a interesting and intricate story that they were trying to tell. However, I feel like when they do a Black Panther 2 movie, they're just going to make a Marvel movie with Black Panther or some people just featured in it. They're trying to do this world building thing where Dr. Doom's going to show up, Namor's going to show up, or some fucker shows up, whatever like that.
It's going to be like a launching pad for other characters.
Exactly, like a backdoor pile like that.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see that.
Yeah, that nullifies basically everything the first movie did.
Right. And basically that's what all of these Marvel movies are doing. Like I said, we're looking at this Spider-Man movie, all these assholes in the movie. Thor 4 is just an Avengers movie. Fucking Christian Bale's in there. So that's what they're going in the direction with these movies now. They just overbloat them and just throwing a bunch of stuff in. People are happy about that, and I'm glad they're happy about that. But me personally, I don't want to just throwing a whole bunch of shit in a movie doesn't do it for me. You have to have it where it makes sense. You have to have some themes and some messages behind it. And I feel like the direction they're going with just introduce Namor, just introduce Dr. Doom because he's a popular character and we need to move the plot forward on Infinity 6 or Secret Wars, whatever the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
It would have been a bad idea. And I think that's exactly what they're still going to do. And it's going to have, instead of T'Challa do it, just have Shuri do it. Shuri be the one to, start off the Namor war or the Dr. Doom war, whatever the fuck war is going to be on there. So my point is that no matter what they would have done, Black Panther 2 would have been a step back. But it's definitely going to be a step back now because, like I said, you don't even have your main actor in there. Letitia Wright never seemed like an action movie star to me. And maybe they can make that work. Maybe they make it work. She can realize that she's not, the action movie role. So she just got to do it the way she does it. Black Panther feels it's very controversial. I mean, honestly, I had to step. No, we're not going to talk about
Grace Randolph. Wow. Never thought I'd hear that name on this show.
She says some really off the wall shit a lot of times. So apparently there's another male Black Panther. What the fuck, American Panther?
Silly, which is logical.
Actually, the American Panther was a white supremacist called the hate monger, but they're not going to go that direction. So that's in the comics. They don't talk about that. So yeah, that's my thing about that. Am I gonna see the movie? I'm still gonna see the movie, but you got people pissed off, you got people boycotting. Oh, if you don't recast Black Panther, it's this and it's that, and calm down. You know what, Eli? I'm starting to realize that honestly, I really didn't give really a shit what they do with these movies, especially Black Panther 2. Like, have Shuri in it, recast, whatever. I'm happy. Only thing I don't want them to do, even though I know Black Panther 2 is gonna be a bad idea, I feel like it would have been a bad idea not to make it. It's a movie that need to be made. Because Black people don't have a lot of superhero movies as it is anyway. We need as many as we can. We don't need to just have just one and that's it.
Yeah.
Even if it's mediocre, fuck, they made fucking 4 of these Ant-Man movies? Shit, give us one.
Yeah. I mean, I in the end, I'm going to watch them,
Yeah.
And we'll talk shit like we always do.
Success it was. It probably never was going to be. Like I said, the way the movie theater is going right now, shit, we don't know. We probably will never see another $1 billion movie again. China's damn near boycotting us right now as far as
Yeah,
movies.
that's why I go. Yeah, take your ass to Lucasfilm Studios and get in the volume and shoot everything there and for cheap. You know,
Yep, there you go.
same feel, same epic feel. You know, just on your TV screen. You know. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of shit. People are. That's what I kept seeing all over the internet. Oh, there's too much shit at once. Blah, 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 blah. I was like, you know.
I mean, but that's what they do. They're talking about a 2-year plan though.
Yeah, this is like
So,
some shit's not coming out till 2023. You know,
right.
like
So
we
it's
don't
not
even
like
have a
it's coming out
title.
next week.
Yeah, we don't even have a title for Taika Waititi's Star Wars movie. So it's just like, you know. But as a fan, you know, hey, I'm excited. You know, I have no issues, you know, with any of it.
I was gonna see all this shit anyway. It just depends on whether or not my hype level is with these movies. I'm gonna see all this shit anyway.
Yeah.
Ant-Man 4, Black Panther 2, what the fuck ever, Fantastic Four. I'm actually kind of excited Fantastic Four.
I am too.
Yeah, mainly because I feel like Marvel will do it right. And I'm saying that, but honestly, unpopular opinion, I like the Jessica Alba movies. Didn't love them. I liked them. They were okay.
Yeah. I wasn't a fan of Black Hole Galactus, but yeah.
Everybody keeps saying it. He wasn't the black hole. He was in the black hole. That's my thing. He was
I was
in
so
the
excited. I was let me see Galactus. That's it? Is that Galactus's ass? What the fuck?
Dude, we get a movie. She can't even get a comic. Let's crawl before we walk. Oh man. Can we move on to the next part?
I think that was about it. Other than the Secret Invasion show, I think we covered everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me talk about more about Fantastic Four. Like I said, I am excited about that one. Eli, I think the first villain of the movie, and Gomer said the first villain should be Mole Man. And a lot of people saying the first villain should be Dr. Doom, which honestly, the Mole Man will make sense. Mole Man will make sense.
Okay.
He was the first villain they fought on the iconic post when he fight, and the movie would just be a bunch of big subterranean monsters coming out, and they could do that iconic pose they did. But because we're in the MCU and they're setting up this massive universe, and I'm pretty sure Mole Man doesn't fit in that, overarching arc. Their first villain should be Super Skrull.
Well, Skrulls are already established. That would make sense.
Skrulls are already established. They can
and
do
that. That would tie into the Secret Invasion thing.
Exactly. That would so it would tie into the whole Marvel. It would make more sense. I mean, yeah, you could do Doctor, but you need to say Doctor. That's where the other movies, and like I said, I love Jessica Alba, but where they fucked up is that they tried to cram too much stuff in it. They tried to do the origin of the Fantastic Four and the origin of Dr. Doom, and it's just too much to do in one movie. Dr. Doom needs to have time to breathe. Doom
is what paved the way for Darth Vader. You got to give him his due. You can't fuck that up.
And they fucked it up 3 times already.
They keep fucking it up.
Each time worse than the last. Like, how do you do that?
It's sad when the best version of Dr. Doom is still the Hanna-Barbera cartoon.
Right.
I, Dr. Doom, will rule you all.
It's terrible, man. Terrible. All right, can we move on past that? Let's move to the video game section. I'm gonna let you go first. I think you got some news, and I don't really know what this.
What are we doing?
The video games.
Oh, video games. Okay, let me get that. Let me get that set up. Okay, let me do that. Let's do this. Let me do share screen. Sorry, folks. I'm learning as I go, which I probably should.
Technology.
Yes.
Are you up? There you go. Hold on. Let me get you up there. Boom.
Okay. So this was announced the other day. There is going to be a new Evil Dead video game. I think it looks dope. I remember playing the old Evil Dead games back on like PS1. We had the I can't remember what it was called. But then the Fistful of Boomstick, which was really fun. I think that was on PS2. That was a lot of fun. And this one looks more in line of that, where you get to choose a character, and then just looks like it's a team up. Like you guys get to team up and stuff. You get characters. You have, of course, you have Ash. You have what's his name? What was her name from the TV series? Ash Evil Dead TV series. She was on that.
Wasn't her name Ash?
No, what was her name?
Who got the name like Ashley or something, you know?
No, what was her name? Ash versus Each. Anyway, she was a character on that. She was like one of the sidekicks. Oh crap. Okay, learn to turn that off. Okay, ads.
We can't hear you, so yeah.
So yeah, some drugs. You want to learn if you're feeling a certain way, take this drug.
Yes, everybody thinks we're a pro-drug podcast anyway.
Kelly, that was her name. Kelly from the Ash Evil Dead series. She's a character. You have Scott from the original Evil Dead movie. He's a character in it. You have Duncan or whatever. He's from Army of Darkness, that knight you saw in there. And it looks like it's dope. It looks like you're just gonna go around shooting deadites. So hard to fuck that up. I'm pretty stoked. So yeah, I'll play that. I'm gonna play that game.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, like I said, it's Evil Dead coming up soon. What else we got here? Okay, so the next one we're gonna do. What did I do here? You know what? Let's talk about this. Let's talk about Cyberpunk. Yeah,
Okay.
let's talk about Cyberpunk. Let's go to that because there you are. Now, Eli, have you played it?
Oh no, man.
Okay.
I have no
Fat
interest.
T tricked me into thinking he was playing it. But he was actually playing Forza. He was just playing a Cyberpunk car. Even though he's back French and never dies. It's not supposed to. So yeah, Cyberpunk is out right now. I think they're saying that it's the highest, fastest selling PC game of all time. So it's doing numbers. They're getting 10s out of 10s and 9s out of 9s on every site whatsoever. But people are saying it's a buggy mess right now. So they're saying bugs all the time, glitches everywhere, crash all the time. But the people are saying that are the ones playing on the PC, PS4 and an Xbox. Like I said, they bought those systems 7 years ago, and they're trying to run this game. It's really designed for the PS5 and Xbox. Yeah, it's gonna crash because it wasn't designed for that system. So, what do you expect? So people are getting pissed off and wanting to make their money back like that. Get a new system. Stop trying to run this high performance game on that old ass shit.
That's how they get you.
That's how they get you. You got to get new shit. That's all it is. You want to see Keanu Reeves like in 4K, 8K, whatever like that. That's doing it. The movie, not the movie. The game's actually showing up on my regular timeline. Eli, people are finding out about this game, but for the wrong reasons.
Okay.
Because they find out that you can customize the size of your penis on the game.
I did hear something about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought there was no big deals like that, but I'm in this gaming group. And like for the last 24 hours, people have been sharing the dick pics on the group. Look at the size of this, we don't know, man. We don't want to see that. Unsee that shit. I don't know why Facebook banned me for like 7 days for some bullshit. I didn't share a dick pic or anything like that. But their asses posted CGI dick pics left or right, and nobody's doing anything about it. So I'm just like, look, y'all, stop sharing your dick pics. We don't want to see that shit.
Can you? Can you do like unlimited size? Like, can your character be like drag like?
No, not you can't like do your knee and shit like that, or like with a rope and shit. And
yeah, fucking get. I need 2 seats, one for me and one for my dick.
Hold on, before I get in this car, let me just wrap this. Just throw it on my shoulder.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, so that's what people are living with. Cyberpunk customized huge sexual tensions.
What's the fucking purpose of that? Because it's a 3D. It's a 3D person, like, right? Isn't it like a first person?
Right. So you can't see your dick anyway. It's not even online.
You can't see it. Like, I just want to look down. You gotta look.
Yeah. Well, you're invisible. You don't even see your feet down there.
Yeah. Like, what the hell? Why is that a thing? Like, it's a 3D.
I don't even think it adjusts your stats, anything like that, or like, or just charisma or anything like that. Or it's just, I don't know why you would do that.
Yeah. Because if that was the case, if it was like a third person, mode, I would be a chick and give myself a big fat ass. So I could watch my ass.
I wasn't going to talk about that. I think you can do both, but I'm not going to go there. Just some big kitty person just walking around the map. So, hey, just do whatever you want.
That's why I played, Claire Redfield in Resident Evil. Like, damn, I got a nice ass.
We're right. What happened in the days when Christmas when we just play Contra? That was it. That shit was simple. Now you buy shit for your kids on Christmas. Hey, son, you winning the game. You walking that customizing penis size. Like, I told you not to walk in when you start. Don't walk in my room. So
I'm gonna dye my pubic hair.
That's a feature on the game.
Yeah.
Choose your pubic hair size. Like, what the hell? We just got monetized the hell on this shit with this thing.
Wasn't us, man.
Right. Anyway,
we're just
Cyberpunk
giving you the
game
news.
of the year. Right. Cyberpunk game of the year. Oh man, let's move on past that. Like I said, I didn't play Cyberpunk. Honestly, the reason I didn't get Cyberpunk Eli because I think I'm getting it for Christmas. So I'm not gonna customize my penis size. I'm gonna just skip past that. I'm gonna just do creative play. I'm gonna let the game choose my penis size and just move on from there.
Just default
size. Whatever default size is, just go with that. Just move on.
2 inches. Man. What the fuck?
What the hell? I heard the limit is 5, and people are still mad about that. Like,
well, you can't go bigger than 5 or smaller than 5.
You can't go smaller than 5. People are upset about that. Really? 5 is as low as I can go? Oh man, what we talking about? Anyway,
on my balls. Can I make them smaller?
Right. Oh man. So anyway, I didn't play Cyberpunk this weekend. I played Avengers, Marvel's Avengers, which I've been playing all weekend anyway. But the reason I'm playing it, still playing it. I'm enjoying, but there's a reason. I wasn't just playing it, just play it. I was, but there's a reason to play it now because now I got a chance to actually check out Kate Bishop. I got a chance to do Kate Bishop DLC. Yeah, so she's in it now. I'll go ahead. That's my stream from this weekend. So she got a whole story mode and stuff like that. I'm learning her. She can teleport. I think she can do her sword and she can like throw shit at people. She got explosive arrows. Eli, she fun as hell to play. Be honest with you. Like once
teleport.
She can teleport. No, in the storyline of the game, she was kidnapped by AIM, and when she escaped, she stole some AIM prototype equipment. So that's how. So she wears some shit that makes her teleport and like quantum arrows and stuff like that. She like cool as hell. She can do all kind of stuff on the game.
She can do things that normal people can't do.
Exactly.
She took that elixir from Big Trouble in Little China.
Right. My thing is, if she can do all this crazy shit, what you gonna do when real Hawkeye comes in the game? He gonna look dull as hell.
He's gonna whip out his dick and hit
right. Like Cyberpunk will not top us. Oh man, so that's my thing there. Oh, like I said, it's got a whole story mode to it. It fleshes out the game. As long as they keep rolling the game like that, I feel like the game gives it life. Will it save the game? Probably not. But like I said, after this, it's going to lead to what's going on with Clint. He's in the future with Maestro doing blah, 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 whatever. Next to that would be Black Panther. So as long as they do stuff like that, I feel like it gives the game life. I'm good with that. Cyberpunk Micro Penis Edition. See, when people, that's why people return to the game now. 5 inches, I'm not doing that.
Lego Cyberpunk.
Right. It's coming. Oh man. Let me say, can we move on to the next part of the podcast?
Sure.
Yeah, like I said, I want to just breeze through this as fast as possible. Now, like I said, this is Comic Book Bullies, where we talk about comic books. I'm just going to talk about it. And Eli, honestly, it wasn't a whole lot of for me. I don't think it was a whole lot of shit that came out this week.
Yeah, I'd rather talk about Star Wars again.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, honestly, I feel like we could just fill the whole show up with this, that, and be done with it. But let's at least do our due diligence. We are a comic book show. Let's at least earn our stripes. Let's talk about this bullshit for a little while. So, all right, Eli, did you read S.W.O.R.D #1?
I did actually.
What?
I did.
I thought for sure you were gonna say fuck no.
I read S.W.O.R.D.
Okay, so you can help me out on this bad boy. Okay, so
I probably can't. No. That's why I didn't list it because I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking when I posted stuff, you didn't list it on there, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna just do this short.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about this.
Okay, honestly, Eli, I don't even really know what happened in this book at the end. Wait, like what did they do? And it just ended. It was like, wait, what? How the fuck did this go end?
Well,
but anyway,
it was basically I haven't been reading the X-Men. I didn't read X of Swords or any of that shit. So I'm not sure what's happening, and I felt like I needed to know what was happening to understand what was happening in this.
Right, and this did tie in to Ten of Swords or whatever like that.
Yeah.
Because like I said, that was the big sword base that came down. And let's just look at it one more time. This is the sword base. Like I said, is a huge spaceship that's shaped like a base. And the reason you got all these plant life and shit like that because Krakoan plants are communicating with the S.W.O.R.D technology or whatever like that. Anyway, what's going on? If you don't know what S.W.O.R.D is, S.W.O.R.D is the space division of S.H.I.E.L.D. Kinda. Not really, but kinda. And they were led by a mutant alien hybrid or half-breed, whatever you want to call it, called Abigail Brand. She's also Beast's ex-girlfriend, you know. They're created by Joss Whedon in the X-Men book. That's why they actually wouldn't be able to, that's why Marvel couldn't use them, because actually Fox had the rights to S.W.O.R.D. So that's why they can use S.W.O.R.D now. So basically the book shows up Magneto, since the X-Men control S.W.O.R.D now, Magneto's doing like his inspection. He shows up, he meets everybody, talking to him. Some funny shit happens. So a character that I wasn't expecting to show up again was Fabian Cortez. Let's see if I can get to him. He didn't show up again. Yeah. But anyway, Eli, you remember Fabian Cortez. We talked about it back in one of those 90s books or whatever like that.
I probably don't. No, I don't remember.
Okay, doesn't matter. Not a big deal. The thing with Fabian Cortez is that he led this mutant, like this Magneto worshiping cult. And he was all over.
Okay, yeah, okay.
He was that guy. He was Magneto worshiping cult. I can't even find him. What the fuck? He had led this cult. And when he shows up on the S.W.O.R.D base, he like, Lord Magneto, master of magnetism. You remember me? He like, nope. And then he just walks right past them. And then he talks to Abigail Graham. He's like, why the fuck you bring this asshole on the boat? You know, she was like, I had no choice. I had to bring him on there. Then while he's walking, he sees this other dude named Peeper. That's his name, Peeper. Bug Eyes is a mutant power like that. Magneto's just like, hey man, I ain't seen you in a while, man. What are you doing? He was like, yeah, let's catch up again. We ain't seen each other. And then Fabian Cortez like, what the hell? Like, how he know him and don't know me? You know. So
why don't you show Peeper? You almost got me calling him Pooper too.
Yeah, let me see. Here's Peeper. Yeah, Peeper right there. He like, Magneto, what you been doing? He's just like, yeah, man, let's get some beers after we do this. I want some ideas. I want to run past you. Basically the same thing that Fabian Cortez was trying to do. And Fabian was like, man, fuck Magneto and fuck Peeper, whatever his name is. You know. Yeah. So the main thing about the S.W.O.R.D is that they call themselves the Six. Like I said, Krakoa has the 5. These guys call themselves the 6. And basically they combine and they can go anywhere. And when I mean anywhere, I mean anywhere. And apparently they go somewhere that like normally it will like, you know, blind your eyes just from seeing the magnificence of it and shit like that. Let me see if I can show these panels. Because like I said, this book is written by Al Ewing. Yo boy, Eli.
Yeah. That's why I grabbed it pretty much.
That's why you grabbed it. Okay. But the thing is with Al Ewing, yes, he does the Hulk books, but before he did the Hulk books, he did the Ultimates. Not the Ultimate Universe book, but the one with Black Panther and Blue Marvel and Monogram. It was like a really high concept comic where they did with all kind of weird shit. They just like really went there and just went all out there and stuff like that. And that's when they went there with here. And I'm thinking now, Eli, like I said, I don't know exactly what they did at the end of this book. And I think they want to keep it like vague about what happened. But I'm thinking they went to the Beyonders universe.
Okay.
Now, I might be completely wrong, but I'm thinking that's where they went to. They went to the Beyonders universe and got the thing that makes Beyond, because Magneto kept saying, you got the thing from beyond what is ever. So basically they got like this godlike power from the Beyonder, and that's what they're going to use. And basically the book ends. So the book is like real vague. We don't really know what happened, but
yeah, they got some crystal or something. And,
yeah, Manifold's back, which is cool. If you know who Manifold is, now you will. He's Shuri's boyfriend. He was also with Black Panther in space doing some weird space shit, but he's back now. He's also one of the Secret Warriors invented by Jonathan Hickman. So Hickman loves this guy. You know. Also, something very interesting don't have anything to do with the plot, but I feel like it is something to do with the plot. The fact that Magneto moved the S.W.O.R.D spaceship and he put it right over Krakoa. And I feel like this is symbolic. Symbolic from the Greek poem, you know, the Sword of Damocles, where basically like the sword inched closer and closer to the king until it killed him. You know.
Okay.
So that's my thing. And I think that's just really hit the nose on the head. That's my whole thing like that. So overall, this book did not really get me. It didn't really sell me on this concept. But like I said, it's Al Ewing. We know what Al Ewing can do. Like I said, the Immortal Hulk, the Ultimates, he knows how to write a comic. He knows how to write these long, high concept storylines that can bleed over. I wouldn't be surprised if the Immortal Hulk and this book have a crossover one day. Because he's just that type of writer to do stuff like that. So overall, but like I said, the same team that wrote Empire also, which I thought Empire was cool. Some stuff from Empire bled over here also, as well as Ten of Swords, but it's neither here nor there. Overall, I'm just gonna book a 3 out of 5. Like I said, it was weak because it felt like nothing happened. It's letting you know what the sword is, but y'all could have caught us up with this shit later on. Get to the meat of it, or at least tell us what the fuck they did at the end of the book. So I don't know.
Yeah.
What you think about it?
Like I said, I really didn't know what was going on. It was full of stuff that I didn't know what was happening. So I really was like, yeah. So
I mean, like I said, a lot of Empire stuff bled over here. Also, they were talking about how the galactic economy collapsed, and that was because the Kree and the Skrulls got together. So since there's no more war, there's no more war profiteering.
Yeah,
all this stuff is in there.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest X-Men fan, and so I just I didn't know like the relationship, and that's most of what X-Men is knowing the characters and the relationships that they have.
Everybody's related or banging or both,
and that's why I was pretty much lost. Like I didn't know what it before. And even when they went to space, I'm like, okay, what is this thing now? What does it do? We don't know.
Because I don't even think they went to space. I think they went to somewhere,
wherever they went. They brought back something of significance. I don't know what it is. The MacGuffin. I don't know. So I was just kind of like,
you got to buy issue 2 to know what the thing was, and I'm like, just tell me what the thing is.
I haven't been reading this series, so I didn't know what was happening, and I felt like I needed to know. For a number 1, didn't let me know shit.
For a number one,
from
from Al Ewing, this was underwhelming. That's me. So disappointed. But all right, shoot, what you got?
I got Venom number 31.
Oh damn, I was gonna do Venom, but no, go ahead.
Oh,
Go ahead. No, go ahead. It's all you.
Okay. Well, this is just a tie-in to The King in Black.
I do want to say this before you get started. Now, like I said, I've always said you don't have to read every single crossover that comes over. I'm gonna give you the cheat code to crossovers. All you have to do is just read whatever the main writer is writing, and you'll follow everything. Like I said, since Donny Cates is writing the story, follow all Donny Cates books. Follow the breadcrumbs. And there you go.
Pretty much, and that's why I decided to get this. It was King in Black is a Venom story, and here's the main Venom book, which pretty much kicked off that event, and it is Donny Cates writing this. So I haven't read Venom in about a year, but I jumped back on because it is tying into the King in Black, and it takes place immediately after the last issue.
Right, like you have to read this to follow King in Black.
Yeah, where Null dropped Eddie Brock off that skyscraper, and he is falling. This issue is basically him falling for 20
the entire issue,
but his life is sort of flashing before his eyes. He tries to do a couple things. He tries to, jump on a helicopter, but the Venom dragons, take out the helicopter. He tries to, grab onto building ledges, but he's like getting his body's break up. He doesn't have his Venom symbiote. So that's not saving him.
Null has the Venom symbiote.
Yeah, Null has the Venom symbiote. So he's getting fucked up as he falls.
I don't know who's drawing this, but the art is awesome. It wasn't Stegman, but whoever it is, awesome.
Yeah, Stegman's doing the main book. This is Ivan Coelho and Jesus Abertov on colors, and Clayton Cowles on VC's Clayton Cowles on letters. And the whole time, during that, we also get some Rex Strickling.
Is he still alive?
Yeah, he was the one he was pretty much what started this whole series. He's who hired Eddie Brock to take out. He knew about Null.
Okay, I thought for sure he got killed somewhere from
there.
They
brought him back, and he knew about Null coming. He knew about the whole top secret thing, and the army doing symbiote soldiers and Nam and all that shit. So he's basically going through talking about there's parallel action. You got Rex Strickland talking about Eddie Brock as a character and Eddie Brock's life and how he's he gets all these, he's like the ultimate underdog. He keeps getting these second chances. But how long will they last? So here he is falling. Will he come back from this, since he's always the ultimate comeback kid, or will this be all his luck? Is his luck finally run out? So that's what Rex is sort of commenting on as Eddie Brock falls to his death. Also, we have this is what now. Hey, I have a theory now. I think I know what's going to happen. This is just me. I could be wrong, but Venom, the symbiote Venom, who is now, taken by Null. Null has him now.
Mhm.
Venom is resisting. Venom is resisting Null.
Right.
He's refusing to join the Hive like all the other symbiotes did. So Venom's symbiote is disobeying Null. And I think that's the key. I think Venom's symbiote is going to end up infecting the rest of the Hive, kind of like how Neo did in the Matrix. And he's going to get all the other symbiotes to turn against Null. That's just my theory. I could be wrong. If I am, the Downey Page should give me a couple bucks. But basically the story ends with Venom, Eddie Brock falling. He's still falling.
Like he's like 10 feet from the ground.
He's right about to hit the ground. What's going to happen? I don't know. Maybe Dylan's going to save him somehow. Maybe Dylan's going to take over the Hive. Who knows?
Well, that's the thing, because Venom, like the symbiote, cut Dylan off. He was like, no, get off this line, because if you stay on the line, Noah will find you.
Yeah.
He's already looking for you anyway. So
I think it's going to be something on that line. Either, because Noah wants Dylan, because Dylan's like got, Dylan is Eddie. For those who don't know, Eddie Brock has a son named Dylan who has symbiote powers. Noah is after his son. Maybe Dylan will save him somehow. Maybe Dylan will infect the Hive. But that's what I think is going to happen. They're going to get the Null. Somebody's going to get the Hive to turn against Null. So
you can bet against the demon god, dragon gods. Yeah.
Yes, that sounds so fun.
My favorite part about this book was when Eddie was falling, he was praying to God.
Oh, he's praying to God. Yes,
he was praying to God. That was my favorite part of the book, right? He was like, God, I know you. We never agreed on anything, but just look out for my son. I was like, man, that's pretty. That was a nice little panel right there. He had right there. So.
Yeah, and it's showing Eddie growing as a character. He's, that he cares. He doesn't care about himself. He cares about his son. He's concerned about his son. And that's a big step forward for Eddie's character. So, other than it, not much really happened in this book. It's just sort of a.
You really didn't need this story.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, you could just follow King and Black one, but I'm glad I read it.
Yeah, this is unnecessary. I'll give it a 3 out of 5. I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5, just because it is unnecessary and nothing really happens, and it literally is Eddie falling for 20 pages.
Right. But I feel like we did learn more about Eddie.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
I mean, even though nothing happened in the story to move the story, it did give us, a deep dive into Eddie. Well, maybe not a deep dive, but you learn a little bit more about him.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought that was pretty cool. So, all right. So I guess I'm next.
Yeah.
All right. So let me expand this. The next book I'm going to do. Honestly, I was scrounging for something I could do, and honestly, Eli, this is the last book I got. Yeah. I mean, the other one I had was Venom, but it's cool. But the book we're gonna do is Avengers number 39, I think. Now, honestly, I wasn't gonna do this book at first, but I think we're gonna do it now because it's actually the prologue to their Into the Phoenix arc. So Jason Aaron is gonna do some high concept Phoenix stuff coming forward. So this is basically a story about Phoenix, like his Avengers BC 1 million, like that. This is a story about Phoenix. And basically how Phoenix starts off as some redheaded child that's in the middle of this thing and circled by buzzards and shit like that. But she's protected by wolves and is raised by wolves until she's 10 years old. They protect her, all the stuff like that, so all that good stuff like that. So she's raised by wolves and she's this redheaded girl. She doesn't know anything. She's never met a person before. She don't know how to speak. until she finds this one like super powerful mutant who calls himself the High Father, High Tower. I can't remember what his name is. Doesn't matter. Some floating mutant that's a telepath. So he talks to her through the mind and stuff like that. And that's how she communicates with them because she can't speak. She can't talk, because she doesn't know language because she's never met a person before. And everything's cool. And he takes her to meet other mutants. So the other mutants have their own cave. And it's basically like they just go down there and they meet and they congregate us like that. And everything's all good. Everything's all cool stuff like that. But the humans find out where they are and the humans come for them. I fucked it up. So the humans come for them and the High Father, High Tower, whatever you want to call his name is, he's trying to have a conversation with him. Like he could just snap his fingers, just kill everybody right now if he wanted to. But he wants to have a conversation with him, talk to him and say like, nah, we can help each other for the benefit of mankind. We don't have to do this. But then the Phoenix girl, she breaks his concentration and ends up killing him. He dies. So when he dies, the other mutants decide to go to war with him. So the mutants fight the humans and everybody is slaughtered. Everybody dies. So she's just like, well, I can't do this. I need to just kill myself then. So she lays back down on the place where the vulture was going to get him when she was born. She's like, y'all just come down and eat me. Because I'm the last person here. I just need the guy. But before she can do it, that's when the Phoenix comes. The Phoenix comes out of nowhere and takes her. And she is about to destroy the world. She's like, you know what? Humans are good. Humans aren't good. Mutants aren't good. She's going to destroy everything. But it's one lonely wolf that stops her from killing everybody. So when the wolf came to her, she was like, okay, so everybody sucks except wolves. I'm not going to kill everybody. So she decides to go to Asgard, and that's where we meet like young Odin. He just got Mjolnir. For some reason, he has a hard time picking up Mjolnir. And she breaks through like his door or anything like that, breaks his door down, and it's her in space with an army of wolves. You're like, I'm putting together a team.
Okay.
The end. Yeah. So pretty cool character.
This is just a regular Avengers book?
Yeah, just a regular Avengers book. Yeah, this is Avengers 39. So that's basically the storyline is supposed to be in January. And I'll show you to you. Matter of fact, I should show you that next time. All the Avengers get Phoenix powers. Damn it, I fucked up.
Okay.
Like, I'm trying to see if I can show you. Yeah, if you see on the right over here, like you see Black Panther, Wolverine, Namor, Captain America, some other people over there also. So they all get Phoenix powers. So that's the new story coming up. So, but yeah, Phoenix with an army of wolves. I'm cool. Why does she look like Jean Grey? I don't know. They also had a one-eyed baby. I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be Cyclops. And Hightower is basically Professor X. So it's kind of like, I don't know, symmetry, whatever you want to call it, poetry. It just felt like it was just X-Men BC. That's what it felt like. But it's cool.
Okay. Yeah. All right.
All I got. Yeah.
What else do I got? Oh, I got Detective 1032.
Okay. Let's see. Let's go to it. We just set up. Now, I saw Damian on the book. Is he back as Robin or what's the hell going on?
Kind of, sort of. So yeah, Damian sort of left Teen Titans. He's not, he doesn't want to be Robin anymore. And he's been going around. He took Batman's little black book and he's been going around solving all these unsolved cases that Batman could never solve, sort of prove himself. Batman finds him finally in this issue. Sort of, finds that Damian's been mourning Alfred's death. That's why he's sort of so aggro lately. And so Bruce is sort of, realizes like, damn, I'm such a shitty father, and Alfred was probably a better father to Damian than I was. So they kind of realize that. Little insight there. And then they have a fight. You have Damian versus Batman. It's pretty much Damian trying to beat the shit out of Batman. Batman's trying to dodge every blow, but they still take some blows. They fall out windows and crash land on roofs and shit. And Batman's like, "Are you done yet?" And Damian's like, "No." But meanwhile, Hush is that mirror guy that was causing all this problems with the whole.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that twist.
Yeah, that the mirror guy that was causing all this problems about the anti-vigilante campaign with what's that guy's the guy running for mayor, not Naruto, Mariko or whatever. Naruto, yeah. And Hush has kidnapped the entire Bat family, and he is about to basically steal their organs or something. He's gonna do surgery on them.
He did that. The Catwoman like stole a heart or some shit. I can't.
Yeah,
remember.
he's got them all strapped in and on there. He's about to cut into them. But then Batman and Damian team up and try to save the day there. And that's pretty much it. We go back to what's the guy's name again? Let me get his name right. The guy running for mayor. He's running for mayor. Nakano.
I knew it was a in something.
Yeah, Nakano. He's he lost his eye. He's totally against vigilantes. He's running for mayor. He's got this anti-vigilante campaign. And he's getting a glass eye to replace the one that he has, because he lost his eye. But then he finds out that the glass eye he's getting was paid for by Bruce Wayne. And he's like, no, fuck that. I don't want it. And he like throws the glass eye on the floor, cracks it.
Bruce Wayne was broke.
Huh?
I thought Bruce Wayne was broke.
Well, this was paid for before all that.
Okay, gotcha.
Before all that shit went down. So, he throws it on the ground, it cracks, and then storms out of the hospital. And then we have Damian and Batman bum rushing the Hush's hideout to save the Bat family, and that's where to be continued. So pretty cool. 4 out of 5. I'm digging this Tomasi's little run here on
it was a nice little twist he had on there, because I think this is the first New 52, like post New 52 Hush story. I don't think he showed up since then.
No. And it's just cool seeing that the Damian dynamic, Bruce and Damian fighting was pretty cool. Even though it wasn't an all-out battle, it was just Damian sort of taking out his frustrations. And
I mean, this is the second fight they've had this year. The first fight, I don't even think Bruce even fought back. I think he just stood there and just hit me. Fuck it. But basically, he was blaming himself for Alfred dying also. So they like sort of fall out. Yeah, they're like fighting, and then they fall out, like land on this garbage pile, and they're both. He's like, "You done? Are you done yet?" He's like, "Probably not." So is he back as Robin? What's going on?
No, he's still like kind of in his the League of Assassin wardrobe, but they get the call. They're like, "Hey, the Bat family's. I've lost contact with the Bat family, and I think I know where they are." And then they're like, "Well, let's go get them," and that's pretty much where it ends. Them teaming up to go save the Bat family. So
cool. Okay.
Yeah, 4 out of 5.
All right. Shoot, what else you got?
I got some indie stuff. One thing I really dug on, and I'll do a share screen for this.
Cool. Okay.
Let's see. Share this screen. Blah blah blah. Share screen to tab. This. Can you see it? Oh, wait. Share.
Yeah. There we go. I see it. Okay.
Play. So this is Homesick Pilots. This is basically it's a punk rock story. These are a bunch of punk rock kids in the 90s, and they are trying to hold a show for their bands to play at this haunted house. But this haunted house ends up coming to life, kind of like Monster House. I don't know if you ever seen the movie Monster House.
Never heard of it.
Basically this house comes to life, and this main character, I forget her name, she's like a foster kid. She's in this band called the Homesick Pilots, and she's sort of the house possesses her or something like that. It's unclear, but anyway, this house comes to life, and it like walks around like Godzilla almost. Really.
Okay.
But I really enjoyed it because it really nails, the punk rock scene, and how the DIY punk scene of holding shows in like the in basements and finding venues to have their shows because most, clubs and concert halls wouldn't have punk shows. So that's why they came up, well, let's go to this house. That's an abandoned house. It's haunted, blah, 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 blah. Everybody will show up for this show. And, so I really dug that. The representation of punk and metal kids, metalheads, the fans of that music is done quite well in this book. There's one part, the band are talking. They're talking about, put a D beat over that breakdown. I knew exactly what they were talking about.
So whoever wrote this, they knew this stuff. Okay.
Yeah. So I enjoyed it. Kind of like Monster House with a bit of that movie Suburbia or Repo Man. Or even, do you ever see that movie Bones with Snoop Dogg?
Yeah, I did see that.
Yeah, where they have they're gonna have that dance or whatever, that party in that abandoned building. It's kind of like that, that concept. And only the building turns out to have this weird supernatural power, and it controls this girl for some reason. So yeah, I enjoyed it. I give it a 4 out of 5. I'm gonna check out the next issue. So yeah, and we go to Stop Screen. Oh, look at that! Look at that
there
shit.
You go. See, we're learning on the fly.
I'm learning. Yeah.
We get evolved.
I just upgraded. The next book I got was Piecemeal.
Okay.
Let me pull that up on Comixology. This is launching Aftershocks new line of one-shots.
Okay.
One-shot graphic novels. This is written by, let me go to it. Let's go to that. So this is Cullen Bunn on writing and Simon Krudansky doing art. So this is a horror book. Kind of a weird twisted tale about these kids going into an abandoned house and finding a brain in a jar. One of the kids ends up taking it home with him. And this kid takes care of his grandfather who has dementia. When the kid brings the brain home, the grandfather all of a sudden starts remembering shit and kind of knows something about the brain. Kind of creepy. This book generally kind of creeped me out.
Okay. If it creeps you out, I know it's something else.
And then and then his friends start disappearing. Apparently, the brain is connected to some killer, some psycho killer that was doing shit in that house. It was pretty cool. There was a general sense of dread that I felt while reading it. The kid starts having weird nightmares and stuff. But the main thing that got me was his grandfather, who, he's got dementia. He's basically can't remember anything. But then he starts to remember, when the brain comes home, he starts to remember the brain. I'll pull this up. Can I pull this up? Let's see. Let's check that out. I'll try to share screen just to give you a sense of it. Share screen. Don't have. There. So here we go. This is the cover, and there's the brain in the jar. Yeah, pretty cool and creepy. The art was done really well, and just a pretty cool horror story. I can see this being made into a movie, and I would watch it.
Nice. Okay.
So gives a 4 out of 5. And like I said, this is Aftershock, and it's supposed to launch this new line of one-shot graphic novels. So I thought that was kind of cool. Yeah. Other than that, I read a bunch of other shit because it was it was a slow week.
Yeah. I think Christmas, the holiday season, they're probably back and just dump everything in January anyway.
I read that crossover book that Donnie Cates is doing.
I'm sure you're going to talk about that.
It's still, commenting on comics culture, comics fans, that's all it is. I think people are, I don't want to be that guy, but I think people are giving it more hyped up than it needs.
Yeah, because everybody makes it feel like it's the greatest thing ever, you know.
It's as a fan, I get it. You know, he's sort of commenting on comic book culture and comic book fans and how the world views comic books and how, you know, the comic book movies were made. In this story, there's a dome. Some comic book event happened where all of a sudden comic book characters came into the real world, started fucking up Denver, so they put a dome over it. And then this girl who's a comic book fan, she finds a character that escaped from the dome. So she's from the comic book world. And it turns out in this issue, she has powers that they didn't know about. So, you know, the plot thickens. It's pretty cool. I give it a 3 out of 5. I also read Conan, the new Conan. I haven't read Conan in a while because I was doing that Conan podcast with Eric from Get Valiant.
Yeah, they're gonna start that back up, or
well, ever since Outright Geekery, the site went down, we haven't really done anything. It kind of sucks because we actually paid an artist to do a logo. Wasn't my idea. They wanted to pay an artist to do a logo. So we all chipped in. So it's a damn shame that we're not doing it.
Right. And then as soon as you get shut down, as soon as you pay for it. So.
But this starts out a new story arc where Conan has this like evil sword that's making him, you know, possessed and giving him nightmares and shit. And then I read 7 Secrets. 7 Secrets, I want to talk. I mean, I'm waiting for all the videos, all the issues to come out. This is Tom Taylor's book that he's doing with Boom about the secret society that is in charge of these secrets of the world, that the world is these classified secrets. They protect them at all costs. And there's this war going on. This faction broke off to expose them. And they're trying to, so there's a war between the secret society and this faction that is trying to expose the secrets. Pretty cool from Tom Taylor. I'll wait for all the books to come out before I really go in depth on it. So yeah, that's about it. Did I read anything? I think that's it. Yeah. So it was a big week of
the Disney stuff happened, but comics just nothing. And like I said, it's the end of 2020. They probably like, you know, we're just gonna save our stuff for 2021 anyway. Because January is some big shit dropping.
Yeah, I was bored, so I was like, fuck it. There's not much coming out, so that's why I bought a bunch of these weird indie books just for something to read. And then the Disney dropped with all that news, and I was like, oh shit.
Right. So yes, we'll see how it goes. Like I said, if you listen this long, if you like, share, subscribe. Listen to our other podcasts. We have the Geeks and Comics. We have OK Boomer, creative something. Creator
Spotlight or something. What do you call
it? Something like that to that effect. And we have other podcasts. I don't know if they're still running. I don't know what's going on. Like I said, we're in flux right now, so we'll see how everything goes. Yeah, next week come back with us next week. I don't know what. I think we got one more week before Christmas, and hopefully there'll be some new books coming out and we can talk about it then. But until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
We talk to you guys next week. Same bully time, same bully channel.
So the penis unplugged. When the laws of entropy touch, you better dread the judge. Wiser men than us been crushed to find dust. When a fortune cookie dummy unfucked, I just shrug. A note like a broken electrical pole song. But a done, for the scum of the circuitry on the run. Haven't seen the sun with the naked eye much. So the neon is my god and it shine on the numb. Hop up with the bike uncut, okay, ready. Work ain't been too steady, I'm headed for something heavy. If you got the credits, I'll pull the crime of the century. Morality's only a memory when belly's empty. Swine get they high mind, focus on taking mine. Get in line, swine, you won't deny me my piece of pie. Any fucker in this broke future that they design, don't comply. I'll supply a deletion, the end is nigh.
I used to pray to God, but I think he took a vacation. Cause now the state of Cali is ran by these corporations. The skyscraper shallow, the homeless, the population. The degradation they face, which should be an abomination. They body parts are stolen and sold to the richest patient. And we the mercenaries at war with the active agents. The legislators that work for the sadists that kill the babies. Would die in the back of a bullet built on Mercedes. Just to serve, murder them and the chauffeur. With humble herb, let my brain exit the herb. That's righteous, huh? Cyberpunk, holding a pump. Keanu Reeves, cyber arm under my sleeve. I blast them all, watch them fall like autumn leaves. Damn it, I can't leave. Night City keep calling me. God damn it, I'm a G. And this fuck shit is all in me. Life a fucking bitch, but this bitch ain't divorcing me.